We haven't bid out pest control or the waste disposal services for 2 to 3 years. So I thought I'd bring them back up, not necessarily to take an action item on it like Mike's input on this, but I don't have any hesitation of putting these out for bid. I think every 2 or 3 years. Our waste hauling is expensive like it is for anybody else, but ours is creeping up about $800 a month. And I thought maybe it'd be a good time to look at that. And then the pest control, we haven't, I'm not aware of any issues we're having, but it's probably been 2 to 3 years since we put that one out for bid.
Right. And on the pest control, does that just take care of this campus here? Is that what you're saying, or is that?
So, yes, the sheriff's area is done monthly, I believe.
There's different scheduling.
Right.
There.
Okay.
And then this is done maybe every other month. So you'll see one month you'll see an invoice for this much, next month it's a little lower.
That's what I was gonna say. I thought I'd seen some, that's why I was trying to figure out where that all lays out, wraps together.
So I have department heads that will be on next week's agenda, and I'll ask Mike then to do some research on that so that we can, get his input before we put it out for bid. So that was just a kind of an FYI as to, we might see that next week.
Yeah.
All right, it's 8:30 and the coroner had requested to be put on the agenda, Steve.
All right. Guess we got several things to talk about that I didn't realize, but anyway. First of all would be my official letter requesting the communications trailer. I can tell you the value of that trailer when it was purchased was $9,500, and it wasn't purchased with Homeland Security money. It was purchased by a joint measure between the city of Lebanon and the county. Each paid half.
Okay.
So I don't know who holds the title.
We do.
But that's how that trailer came into existence. And so that takes care of that. Another thing that I have is one of the coroners in another county got awarded a toxicology grant from the county opioid money. And my question is how is that money being spent? And would I be able to put in for that?
The answer to the first part of your question is it's being spent according to the guidelines. Okay, the second answer to your question is yes, you could submit a grant or a request for that. Because we haven't, Steve, allocated all of that funding. We have allocated some for this year, but at this point in time, we're making it available for entities that would comply with the guidelines, and it would be deemed as such and approved by the commission.
My next deal is we had discussions during budgetary times about how to get rid of some medicines, and the one way of doing it, I found a deal, but it's only for insulin. It's a place out of Florida. It's called Insulin for Life. They take all supplies as long as they, medications, as long as they have a 3-month before they expire, they will take them, and then they reallocate them either to places generally overseas, people that go on mission trips and things like that they take.
Probably ship them over there with the Chiefs Super Bowl.
I don't know what they do with them, but they're a reputable company. They've been in business for a long time.
So do you have a lot of that over there, Steve?
I don't deal a lot with insulin.
I just generically, do you have a lot over there?
Yes, medications, period, I do. Insulin we deal with probably roughly about 10 times a year, but we've been doing like we have with everything else. We've just been putting it in the cycle to get rid of. This, I think, would be a good feather in the hat to say we could help with the living instead of just destroying this stuff or not being able to do something with. The only small cost it would cost is I would need to purchase a small refrigerator. I don't even know how much they would be at like Walmart, because those insulin vials have to be kept cold. And then when we ship them, we would have to put them in a cold pack deal to ship them to Florida.
Anything within the state, Steve, that has
No.
a similar?
No, they're the only ones that deal specifically with insulin. I have reached out to 2 other companies that does stuff with medication, but their guidelines are so strict. The medications have to be sealed, not open. Again, they have to have a 3-month expiration on them, and we don't even, everything is already opened or in containers that you couldn't say was sealed unless you open them up and they've got a.
So how much of that do you have over there, insulin specifically? That's within the 90-day,
Lifespan, I mean, you're saying expiration, you're saying lifespan left? 3 months lifespan left?
In other words, it's gotta say expiration would be at least 3 months out.
so how many of those do you have?
I don't know, I haven't done that research yet, but I know that we try to steer away from insulin because they are liquid in vials, but we do take some. But,
So I'm gonna request, how many you have over there, okay? Before I would, make it, I think it sounds like a noble cause to do that. It doesn't sound like you have any or very few. So, that I would like to know before I would be able to make a decision. And then as far as the refrigeration, I bet we could use the refrigerator in OEM's office for that and not have to incur an additional expense there.
well, it's a medication, it has to be secured,
You
so,
could lock it, put it in the lockbox or something.
so.
I mean, it does sound like there's a lot of it, so maybe you could get a little container or
Put a
something.
lock on it.
Yeah,
But
Lockbox
Yeah.
inside the fridge, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like where Randy's going with that. If we can get an inventory of what we've got there and kind of get an outlook for that, there may be something else out there where I can make a contact on something, where we won't incur that cost of that fridge. We might be able to get a small fridge donated.
Okay, yeah, cause it just, as long as it's a good fridge, we can control the temperature in it, then that would be fine. So that would be the only expense I could see, because that's something that I do not have, that I would need to be able to
Well, I may
keep
have
those.
an outlook for that, for a fridge, if we so want that
okay, good,
by this body, so.
good.
I will do a research on that, I will look back and see what I've got that's within the 90 days, and then I'll look at when it was taken, because some of it may be past the 90 days that we've got stored, and look, if we had done something at that point in time, I'll do a research on that and see.
So if it's past 90 days, Steve, then it just sets, because it
It's
sounds
gonna
like at
set
that
until
point.
we can destroy it.
Okay.
Are you required by statutes, laws, and you may need to educate me a little bit on the corner, to take that insulin
Yes,
from that house?
yes,
You are required to do it.
we're required to seize medications, seize anything that is on the body or attached to the body that would be preferable to that investigation,
On the body,
on or around the body,
what's considered to be around?
in close proximity.
How many feet?
I would say probably, and he would say probably 10, could be depending on the scene, it could be the size of this room.
Could I get a copy of
I will get you that
something that's?
statute,
Okay,
yes.
thank you.
And then I called Mike yesterday to see, because I had not gotten a letter from the Corners Association, and they are only allotted 100 slots for the spring conference, and they are approaching 80 slots. And they said Mike said my information had not been sent yet, that it was being held, so.
That is a true statement, and I think, Steve, if you'll recall back during budget, the commission had allocated 3 to go to training, not 4, and you're requesting 4, so I'm glad you brought this up this morning, because had you not brought it up, I was going to. But right now, you're requesting 4 to go to training, and we agreed with 3.
That's not your decision.
Well,
Your decision is my bottom line, and it's what, 36.5 roughly, and as long as I stay within them guidelines, which I can.
so do you recall a conversation we
I
had?
recall a one-sided conversation that you said that I could only have 3
Okay. so-
total. I did not agree to that,
Okay,
and so, oh,
I don't mean to interrupt, but I recall, and maybe I'm wrong, and there's other ears and separate here, but I do recall the conversation, Steve, and it was that we're going to allow for 3, okay, total cost, and that you said that you would pay for the 4th if you had to, out of your own pocket, is what I remember.
but my budget numbers will allow me to do it.
Okay, I'm not, don't know, because I am still new into that, I will further deep into that a little bit more, but the way I understand it, the way we set the budget, and with what you had said verbally here, is what I think this conversation is steered on right now, because of what we
Well,
had
if-
agreed to, and you said it was one-sided, but I don't believe that it was one-sided, so.
He told me, I said, okay, that was my exact words.
You
Then I
said,
said, if I have to pay for the 4th one, I will pay for it.
okay, thank you.
So, if that is the case, then the county needs to write a check for $1,650 for the 3 to go, and I have paid for the 4th person, which is myself. And I have made a copy of that in case it ever, actually, did I make the copy? I don't think I did, so. And there is a state statute that says that, the county's supposed to provide for me my stuff for the office. And so, I mean, if I gotta pay for my own office stuff, then I gotta pay for my own office stuff, so.
Thank you.
Sometimes. So if you're gonna pay for 3, then pay for the 3 deputy coroners, and I'll pay for myself, which is against statute.
So actually, Steve, I'm going to report it the way that it was at budget and the way it's been discussed here and the way that you did agree to. That you and 2 other acting coroners will be being paid for by the county. And if there's a 4th one that goes, then you're paying for that yourself. Because we
I went
are,
back and looked at the budget,
I'm sorry, what?
I went back and looked at the budget minutes, and there's no discussion in there
Just one.
specifically about it, so,
We all 5 of us remember it,
so.
so I mean, that's validation.
But I do.
The way I remember it should be
I'm
for
supposed to
you
run
and
my
2 others,
office.
your deputies.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am the coroner, I'm supposed to be running my office, and as long as I stay within the guidelines, then I should be able to run my office and not micromanaged by somebody that's not the coroner. That is my responsibility.
anything else for us?
That is it.
All right.
Other than I am putting out a statement to the newspaper. If you guys would like a copy of it.
Yeah, I would. Oh, you already got the copies.
And I don't know if you want one for the minutes or not, so. If you need to, if not, so.
What's the concern?
It's a news release
Statement you would put
informing
out, PSA.
PSA on the corners, what they do, what they're required to do, and where we are at this point in time and what we would like to do. So,
You bet.
thank you.
Yep, thanks, Steve.
Next thing, gentlemen, will be in general county business. Do you have anything to bring up today? Except for while you're gathering those thoughts, I'll recognize, Randy. You snuck in on that.
Good morning.
One Randy.
Jack, can we go off the record for just a minute?
Well, we try to record the meetings in full, so if it can wait until after, that'd be great.
Well, you could amend it and pull it out according to your notes, correct?
I
mean,
can,
It's just simple.
but I try to keep the meetings full because they're a public meeting, so I try to
For
keep,
your
you're right.
Facebook.
yeah, for the Facebook,
Okay,
so.
all right, we'll do that. We'll go with that. Not that bad a deal. So, we were set to do the siren installations tomorrow morning, starting at 0600. And, we might have a small hiccup. You know, I'm trying to work through it. In my opinion, there's a 51% chance that it'll still be a go. But a small hiccup did occur yesterday in the federal government archaeologist responding. We have to have 2 archaeologists tomorrow before we punch those holes in the ground because it's on state property. And I don't know whether they didn't do their 5 bullet points or what, you know, for Doge, but like I said, we're trying to work through it and work around it. So I just don't want you to be surprised. I know you're trying to get out of town. I don't want you to be surprised tomorrow if I call you and say, hey, we're put off again. But as of right now, I have a good feeling that I'll work through it. And I'll throw you a text,
Okay.
you know, first thing in the morning,
Okay.
or this afternoon, when we have an answer on it. So, and the trailer was missing in action this morning. Road District number 2 pulled off the generator on the front of it and the bracket or the framework that was there from the beginning. And it is back on the property, I think, so.
Who has the generator?
I'm sorry?
Who has the generator?
Right now, it's probably at Road Bridge where they pulled it off, but it will get to my warehouse as soon as we can get it over there.
But you said
Special
Road
took it.
District number 2.
Oh,
Special
that's right,
took it,
yeah,
Latin Special took it?
Shane.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they took it to remove the bracketing and stuff off of it. And then, so do they still have the generator, or is it actually at the county's road and
No,
bridge?
they still have it, I think.
Okay, so it's at Special.
Yeah, I think it's still special.
So they have the generator and the frame.
Yes.
Okay,
And the framing belonged to them, if I understood it right?
Yes, that's correct.
okay. And that was special number 1, not number 2.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
2's Shane, right?
Yeah.
Conway 2.
Special one.
Shane, yes, special one, that's correct.
Okay.
What's the name of that generator it ran? Do you remember?
Oh, I don't know that.
Okay,
The black one.
It's yellow, I think.
yeah, it was a yellow
Yeah.
Buzz, Buzz generator.
Everything's yellow.
That's what I'm thinking, is Champion, but I couldn't remember. There's another one out there.
I'm not sure.
There's another one out there too, so, okay. You bet. Yeah, I seen it going down the road this morning. Seen they had hold of it. Didn't know why, so I appreciate that update.
And have you discussed that trailer yet?
Yes, I had shared with my fellow commissioners that Nebo Falcon expressed an interest in that. And right now, that is being considered very favorably, but we're gonna take it up as an action item next Tuesday.
Okay. You have spoke to Doug?
Doug reached out to me yesterday, and so I brought it up this morning, and then Eric's gonna reach back out to Doug.
Mr. Chrisley.
Yeah,
I think I caught the rear end of that.
yeah, yeah.
That's all I have.
Okay,
You bet.
all right, we will have department head updates next week, so
Okay.
keep your
On
eye on
Tuesday or Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be fine.
All right, so before Randy, thank you, before we go into general county business, then I
Thank you,
overlooked the
Randy.
very first item, and that was I need if we wanted to discuss the senior tax freeze. We, through February 18th, 348 have been reviewed for approval. There's additional applications that have come in since that date, and there's applications that are being reviewed. But these 348 have been reviewed according to the process that we established last year, and probably 75% of these are renewals. The process is going very smoothly. People are appreciative when they come in that it's a more streamlined process. I think we've tag team being able to be out in the hallway, and kudos to Mike and Leanna and Hannah as they've Linda shared her staff, and it's all being taken care of, and I think running very smoothly. So this would be our first ones. I have no doubt that these have been vetted according to the guidelines that was established. So with that, I would entertain a motion to approve this first round of 348 senior tax freeze applications.
You bet, yeah. With that, I have popped in and out throughout the day and stuff like that. And just a couple of days ago, I think it was Monday, that I had popped in and Leanna had one at the table. Whenever I came back and checked on something, within 2 minutes, there was 7 people sitting out there. Then, you know, and I went ahead and jumped in. That process is going so smooth that within 5 minutes, the hallway was empty again. With a little bit of Leanna's help on the tax thing there, but anyway. Yeah, with a little bit of help there that I helped her and everything. So it is very, very, I believe it's going very smoothly, like you said. And it's a very easy process to get through for the most part. You know, you'll have occasional one or two that don't quite understand, but, and there again, I'd like to go ahead and know what you said there about how the girls, Leanna, Mike, Hannah, are doing with everybody. They are very patient and very accommodating to them, and that is awesome. So, but I would like to go ahead and make a motion to approve these 348 that have been vetted through the process already.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the applications for senior tax freeze, the ones that have been presented through February 18th for 348. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all opposed, same sign. Those are approved.
I've still had a few trickling in out there too, and they're tickled.
Yeah.
They're tickled that they didn't have to come up here.
You bet. Now, General Kelly?
Yeah, we're in general county jail.
If it would, asking upon, you got something. Asking upon the commissions, if it pleases them and stuff, and looking forward a couple more weeks here. March 18th is a Tuesday as well. I would like to, if we could, to schedule our meeting for that week on a different day, if it would please the rest of the commission and stuff, if it's available to do so. Jeff City has rescheduled their Lake County days there. They've sent me out as soon as they knew, sent me out a text on that to see if I can make it to this one as well. So I'd like to ask that for consideration.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with it, I just need to know when.
Right.
So I would recommend Thursday, and then what I would also recommend is we keep Tuesday as a day that we have commissioners here. So I don't want to get strained too far away from having Tuesdays as our set meeting day. So I'm generally here, but I would like to post it as, and I'll try to figure out how that needs to be phrased, but you know, it wouldn't be like any action item. So if somebody popped in on a Tuesday, it probably wouldn't be any different than they're at the counter, but as we've established Tuesdays as a regular meeting day, I think for the consistency, so that those who might not know that we've changed the date because they're not seeing the notice go to the newspaper, they don't listen to the radio station that the moment is on. I'd like to keep Tuesdays, In this situation or in the future, what I would recommend is we move it to a Thursday then, because that's worked out good in the past. When we've needed 2 meetings in a week, it's usually been Tuesday and Thursday. So, if Thursday's good, I have no objection to that, as far as the regular meeting. But I would like to post Tuesday as commissioners available, something of that nature.
I can be available,
Okay,
so
Okay.
we'd at least have 2 of us, so.
yeah,
It's
which,
something
which,
talked
which,
about.
which we'd have a quorum, but I won't put anything on the agenda,
Okay.
and we won't take anything up. It will be, unless they're just
As is needed.
just, an emergency crisis situation, but if it's such, then we'll
You can
reach out
still-
to
yes.
whoever's not here.
I'll still be available by
Yeah.
phone,
Yeah.
you know, as far as that goes. I mean, I don't know the full agenda there, just what the itinerary they put out at the time, with what I'm gonna attend up there, but, so yeah. And I agree with that too. I don't want to get to where we are moving those meetings and stuff. I like that structured part of that, and that's not what I'm asking, of course. I just
And we're all gonna have, we're all gonna be confronted with the same thing. I know you've accommodated me already, I think, once this year, and I think
And I returned.
to extend that courtesy is certainly, we're all here to work together to,
Yes, sir.
to take care of business, but I think Tuesdays is important,
Yes,
just so in case somebody pops in.
I agree with that,
All right,
and I
and then-
appreciate
and then
that.
so-
Thank you both.
Thursday, the 20th, and I haven't looked at the calendar, so Thursday, the 20th then
Yes,
will be our regular meeting.
Okay.
that'll be the first day of spring.
He's got his plan.
Yeah.
Okay, Joe, we're still in general county business, we got something else.
The only other thing I had, I've been helping out a little bit with a few other things around here and stuff, and with talking with Lou, the old Chevy truck out there, I think y'all referred to it before, as old Rusty and everything. Of course, he couldn't get it to start the other day when that last snow and stuff came through, so he ended up getting a battery and putting in it. I just would like to say that, Lou, I think, is a great asset to our maintenance here at the courthouse and this facility. So, seemed to be very knowledgeable and willing to do any task asked upon him. So I think that was a good hire there. So, visiting with him, he also was gonna be checking on a little bit more of an industrial type spreader, like we talked about throughout their budgets and stuff too, so he just hadn't had a chance trying to get acclimated in with everything else he's got going on as well, but he did, let me know that he would still like to venture into that, and I said, by all means.
Lou or Mike?
Lou actually was one asking me about that, so I don't know if Mike put that down on him
I see.
or what, but Lou was asking me because he said him and Mike had a conversation, and he said that we had some other ideas on some things when we was talking about snow removal and that type of stuff, so, and that's just where the conversation went to, just want to let y'all know. Other than that, other things that I've got here really, other than our grader bill, and everything, I visited with them some more on that, with what we had to go down with the grader, which actually I thought was very good. You and I had talked on some things on that. With that, I think CNS has treated us very fairly. I visited with them to see what our costs were incurring on that emergency situation that we had, and total us up just $1,200 for all that they've done for us 3 different times. I thought it was pretty reasonable.
We've had it towed. We've had it towed.
Yes, we actually had it, grader broke down in the middle of commercial 32 Springfield Road, right in that turn, that bend right there. So we had to get a wrecker out there to get it moved off of the roadway to free up traffic. With that being said, we'd actually put it on, basically private property there. The business was shut down at that time. We've got other discussions for that, I think, in the future. But anyway, then we had to end up getting the wrecker back out and move it again, still on that property, but reposition it so that business could open up and have parking space for their patrons and stuff as well. And then of course, CAT had been gracious. They put several hours in trying to figure out what the situation is. Finally figured out what the problem seems to be, And then we also figured out a way to get the grader to freewheel, where we could release the electric parking brake, free up the hydrostats and stuff on it, and then hook up to a wrecker and actually do have it setting over at Road Bridge this time. So, you bet. So, I think that's all I got for
So it's still out of service then?
Still out of service.
What
That
about-
is grader 45.
What about, was it 44?
44 was supposed to have had a new sensor put in for, it's over on B Highway, I think 44 is sitting out there on the east side. It's supposed to have a new sensor put in for the DEF heater.
Yeah,
And everything is what its issue was. That sensor went out, caused the DEF to gel up, which treated the whole unit to go down. I have not got any feedback yet from Mike or Kat on where 44 is yet. Have you heard if it's back in operation?
Okay. I don't know the answer to that question.
No update on 44, other than, Kyle was supposed to be back to it, I believe, Tuesday, which would have been yesterday. And I've not heard anything since. That's the last information I got.
all right, Eric, anything?
No, I think I've already discussed what I need to.
Okay. So next week we'll have, just agenda items. Dr. Ashley Allen Brown will be here next Tuesday to, introduce herself to the commission. She sent us a report, has some economic data in it. She'll probably go over that, and I think, whatever other information she has to bring to us. So she'll be here next Tuesday, and we'll also have department head updates, get those scheduled, and then we'll see what additional items come in between now and then I guess we'll go to payroll and warrant, give everybody a chance to see the warrants this week.
You bet.
Okay.
Who's this one here and on? I can't read the signature stuff, it's Andrew, who is that? What
It's
department is
coming
that
out
through?
of jail.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I see it there, sorry.
That's all
I
right.
couldn't quite look like Joel.
We're just gonna give
So-
you and Eric stronger black reading glasses because,
We can just get
you know,
somebody
some
to
of
be
us
a little
who
bit more
are
legible.
older, some of us who are older don't need those.
Jack, hold something up back there and tell him to read it.
Time for 9, Sam.
It says
Oh, I've
reserved
got-
for
I've got
media.
one.
That's what it
Oh.
is.
One contact.
Okay.
But I can see that back, RES.
Reserved for media.
That's our eye chart.
That's right.
And I can't read the clock above the 1-800 number up there, so. Is there anything that you're aware of at this point you'd like to put on the agenda? Either one of
For next Tuesday?
you? Yeah, and I will turn that over to Leanne on Friday.
So I have until Friday?
Yeah, and we,
Let's say Thursday.
Yeah, let's say Thursday, yeah.
All right.
tomorrow. Last couple of weeks have been
I got it.
kinda crazy.
I'm guessing this is the gal that's going, Teresa
Yes.
County, that's going to be doing the,
She is working out, yeah.
okay,
Mhm.
and how's that going so far?
I think good.
Yes, I do too. You don't see the foot traffic in the hallway as far as where they've been by tracking them. I mean, she's been doing a pretty good job there. Her and Lou, of course, Lou's been working the big machine. I've called him in here early morning, running the big machine, and everything. But yeah, she's been doing good, I think, from what I've seen.
And they're working on the front. The concrete, they were pounding up, repouring.
Yeah, I was involved in that,
Jack,
that morning on
I don't know
resetting
if it's
that.
something you wanna put out there,
base.
but,
Mhm.
these roads, frost is gonna be coming up. We had a major snow event. We just asked for a little bit of patience. There's gonna be some issues come up that's gonna take us a little time to get around those.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good, we can.
That's just like a frozen pipe, a lot of people don't realize it is, but once a pipe freezes, it's normally the second day before it busts, and then you find your leak.
Mhm.
Same thing with the roads, you know, well, the snow's all gone, it's been gone for a week, you know? It still penetrates and it's still going to come up, it's still gonna bubble up basically, just like a frozen pipe.
They're out there, they're working on them, but it's probably gonna take a little time to get around to everything.
Okay, sounds good.
And, you know, I as an Eastern Commissioner, I appreciate my residents letting me know things.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay?
Mhm.
Because if we don't know, it may be upwards to 2 to 4 weeks before somebody gets around on that road. So, you know,
Well, not only
don't
that.
be afraid to let us know.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, I'm on several county roads myself with my own private
Yes.
business, but I'm not traveling all 600 miles of the road, you
So
know.
if you see something on my side, Joe, I mean, get on the horn and let me know.
So you bet, I'm calling in and leaving you a voicemail. Don't you worry.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm owed one, all right?
Hmm?
I'm owed
You're
one.
probably owed two.
Oh, two, okay.
But you bet, yeah, in all fairness, that, yeah, we gotta, you know, our guys are out there and they are working
Yeah.
diligently as they can to take care of the major problems first, of course, and we'll move from there. We've got a good county.
I think so.
Guys, anything else?
Don't believe so.
Okay,
What time is it?
About time for recess?
I might like to ask for, I don't know the proper way to do this, need to talk about some personnel.
okay,
That'd be a
then,
motion.
then I need a motion to go into closed session.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to go into closed session to talk about,
For
Personnel issue.
61021.
okay.
Okay, is there a second?
I will second to go into closed session for the personal issue.
Okay, any further discussion?